We can all probably recall at least one good Flash game we played as a kid that we thought for sure could be its own thing outside of Flash. And to me that game is this one, Zombotron. Yeah, I remember playing this game as a kid a few times, but never really diving deep into it because of my low attention span. Now that I think about it, it's a miracle I didn't stumble across anything I shouldn't have seen as a kid. Since I was browsing the internet like crazy looking for a game I would play for like 3 seconds before switching. But anyways, recently I remembered this game, and I also recently completed the Dead Space trilogy, and I put one and one together and boom! Flash game Dead Space. Yeah, this game was stuck in my head for a while. And I'll finally play it to see if it was actually any good. So yeah, let's play. Yeah, this game is kinda dead. As we all remember and grieve, Flash died a while ago. Which means we can't really play Flash games anymore, and this game is kinda the same, but not really. I mean, you already know I can play it because the bit is more than a minute long, but it was actually kinda hard to find a page that runs this game well. I mean, look at this first result I found. Yeah, not really playable. Flash? More like flashbang my eyes cause I'm trying to go blind. Cause it's really choppy and bad. That was terrible. But anyways, I found a really good site that runs it. So yeah, I'll go over all 10 levels of the game. I don't get why they line up the levels like this, by the way. It's kind of weird. Why is it in a zigzag shape? I mean, I guess it's to make it look more complex than it actually is. So anyways, 1-1, or the first level. I could instantly tell this game is so much better on this site because it's not laggy and the audio is actually decent. And wow, this game feels so much better than it looks. It's hard to explain, but this does not feel like a Flash game. It's just so smooth to play. So we go down this hallway and we are thrown into the battlefield right away. We start fighting this zombie. And yeah, these are the guys we'll be fighting for like the rest of the game. So get used to them. There is also chests in this game which provide you with ammo and health pickups, also sometimes coins. So yeah, this is the first level and it's not very long, but it teaches you a lot. For example, how the incredible physics this game has. For some reason this game has really interesting physics. It almost has Half-Life like, because I mean look at the way the barrel interacts with the zombies when I drop them on them. I know it sounds so basic, but like this is a Flash game and this feels like, I don't know, it's just so interesting to me that this is actually something in the game. Eventually we find the shop of the game, and I really appreciate when games have shop systems in them, because to me it almost means that the game is has much more depth than it looks like, because you can buy stuff whenever you want. So the game has to kind of be built around that system. And I really appreciate it here, especially because any enemy you kill drops coins, and it really motivates me to look around for chests and stuff. So yeah, good feature, 10 out of 10. By the way, look at how beautiful the background is. This game looks really nice. I love the parallax scrolling they got going on and stuff, even if it's a bit like minor. It still looks really good. We keep going down this little area, and I mean look at the way the physics work here. Ever notice how some of the most popular Flash games have really good or interesting physics? For example, Happy Wheels? Eventually I noticed that there's actually missions in this game. I mean, you have the main mission, which is getting to the end, but you have these side objectives. And at the end of each level you have like an Angry Birds kind of system where you get 3 stars if you do all the objectives. What for? I'm not sure, I just really like stars. We reach the end of the level and we get nothing. Yeah, to check the stars you got, you need to go back to the main menu, which is a weird oversight. But anyways, we get the info for the next level and we get 3 missions. You get 3 missions for each level, and they're usually pretty easy. You can just do them without really thinking about them. There's a few that you really had to like search for in order to do, but for the most part you can just do it while playing. I instantly noticed that one of the missions was killing some robots, which by the way, I just have to say it right now, I cannot think of a single game where killing robots is actually really fun. They're either really annoying or really bullet spongy or just really hard to kill. They're never like in that middle where it's actually fun or cool. So I'm gonna 5 times speed the rest of this level until I can think of a single game where killing enemies that are robots is fun. I guess Fallout. No, that's not fun. Okay, Nier. I just remember near. Yeah, I've been playing that shit. I totally forgot about that. Alright, let me recap what happened during those 5 times. So I bought a shotgun. I got squashed. I squished a zombie. And yeah, that's basically all that happened. So yeah, we do some parkour here and there. And we do some zombie killing here and there. And boom, we're next to the next level. Level 4. It's actually level 3. I'm gonna keep messing up and I'm so sorry about that. I kept dying and I messed up the order. My bad. Come across the notorious shopping cart with an AK-47. And I die. Great. I also made a horrible investment and decided to buy another gun. Yeah, this is not gonna look good in my 1040. You know, this is gonna sound really harsh, but I feel like games should stop including double barrel shotguns in their games. Back then it was the norm because Doom had it, so now every other game had to have it. But can we just get pump action shotguns now? Having only 2 shots is really bad. I get overwhelmed easily because of it. If it was pump, I'd be pumping everything. Anyways, I managed to somehow soft lock myself. So yeah, I couldn't proceed with the level. I had to restart. And this is actually something that I knew would happen eventually because I noticed how they were using breakable platforms in order to get to in order to progress. So I always kind of kept it in mind that I could always mess myself up by breaking stuff that I needed to jump on. And yeah, this happens a few times throughout the game. And now for the introduction of the most fatal enemy in the game, the falling zombie. Yeah, you're gonna die a lot because of people falling in your head. Yeah, nothing really happens in level 4. It's just more killing zombies and doing some platforming and stuff. So yeah, nothing crazy. So let's move on to level 5. Level 5. Something really cool is that zombies will destroy anything in their path to you. That includes red barrels. I really like this section where they make you push this TNT cart. I don't know, I just really like that. It's interacting with the physics, and I'm a physics guy. Okay, so as it turns out, it's actually level 4. I kept losing track because I died so much. So I shoot down this TNT barrel because it seems useful, but it actually breaks down the bridge that I needed to go through. And then I see this chest down here, and it was a trap. Zombies started spawning from behind me, and yeah, that was really cool. But now I can't get across the bridge. Thankfully though, you can make the jump across the gap, and then you hit the switch, and then more zombies start spawning from where you jumped the gap. And now you're stuck in the lower level again while zombies start spawning from the top. That's actually such a cool level design idea. I don't know, I just really enjoyed this part. It was genius, everything flowed so smoothly. Okay, now for real level 5. My bad, I kept messing up because I kept dying. Yeah, I die a lot in this game. You'll see how much more I die later. This is the very first instance of enemy on enemy action. And it's very exciting. As exciting as watching snails have intercourse. So I come across this area where there's a zombie in this cage thing, and right on top of them is the vending machine where the items are dispensed that you buy. And I could quickly see what they were trying to do here, so I decided to test it out and see if the weight of whatever I buy is actually gonna open up the flaps. Okay, that sounded so gross, but yeah. And to my surprise, it actually did, which was really interesting. That they actually took in consideration weight and stuff for the physics. Really cool. And then right after we have this really cool gondola section. This is some Resident Evil 4 vibes. So after killing some robots, I eventually died, which is probably the one time I accept this was 100% my fault. It was just a big L for me. And with that, we're actually halfway through the game already. I'm actually gonna go back and get all the stars I didn't get for the previous levels, just because I want to get all of them. It's actually really fun to do so. So yeah, here's a highlight, I guess. There's like 2 or 3 levels in the game that one of the objectives is to get to the end as fast as possible. Well, you have a timer and you gotta reach it before it ends. I actually kind of dislike this because it almost always means that you have to play the game normally to get 2 stars, and then you gotta replay it just to get that timer, you know? So yeah, I'm not a fan of these. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said falling zombies are the most fatal enemies in the game. And that's basically what my whole run of going back and getting stars was like. Most of the stars was just finding robots to kill, which were hidden. But yeah, that's it. By the way, I'm sorry about the quality of the video. That's because I'm zoomed in so much into the web page that it basically ruins the quality. Because my other option would have been to record the whole web page, which would have been like this. So yeah, let me know if you want me to play character games such as Trollface, Freddy Fazbear toy version, SpongeBob, Among Us, or if you want me to play popular games like Cyberpunk. But yeah, that's enough about that. Honestly, level 6 is probably the one I had the most trouble with, because after going back and getting all those stars, I'm like, I just want to get them all in like one go. And that kind of ruined this level for me, because there's this one objective where you have to find these bags throughout the whole level, and they're kind of hidden and stuff, and that's okay, right? But then they can also be destroyed, and a single shot can destroy them, and explosions too. And there's a lot of those two things I just mentioned. But my point is that I keep destroying them by accident, which makes me want to restart the level again, because I don't want to do it more than once. But ironically, that made me do it more than once. So yeah, now level 7. Honestly, I haven't spoken too much about the guns so far because there's only 3, and one of them is basically just a pistol but faster fire rate. And as you can see, it's very weak, especially because the next few levels have a lot of robots in them and they just take more damage than regular zombies. But in this level you get a grenade launcher. I wish I could say it's useful, but it has barely any ammo and it mostly acts like a shotgun for enemies, and you can have shit like this happen. Continuing down the tunnel, there is this card thing that I didn't notice until editing this video that you could actually interact with, which I assume means you can write it. But even if I did write it, I feel like I would have been stopping every like 2 seconds because I'm kinda OCD about leaving shit behind. So yeah, we're fighting skeletons now, by the way. And this is when I learned the perfect cheese strat. You can just jump over the zombies. Yeah, the game is not very hard this way. That's why it relies a lot on verticality. Whenever it goes down to a straight path, it kinda just ruins the game because you can jump over basically every enemy and make it really easy on you. Alright, we're in level 8 now, and we can finally buy the minigun, which was introduced like last level, but I didn't have enough money for it. This is the weakest minigun I've ever touched in the game. I've basically reached the point where I can see what the level design is like for basically the whole game. So you got elevators, wooden structures with usually you have a few red barrels in there, which are actually pretty fun to deal with. And you got a few gondolas every so often. Bridges, don't forget bridges. Yeah, you can notice a pattern in the level design. You can see how they recycled some stuff here and there, but it's actually really fun to go through them over and over again just because the physics are so fun to deal with. Alright, so I reached level 9, but I decided to go back and finish the ones I missed, which is just one, I think. So yeah, level 9, the last level before we fight the final boss of the game, and things get really chaotic in this level, as it should because it is the last level. Honestly, this game is around 2 to 3 hours long. It's probably less, it's just that I took so long because I kept dying over and over again when trying to get the stars. But it's a really fun game, so I recommend you try it out. And yeah, so let's go ahead and skip to the boss fight. Even though this level is the last one, it still has objectives to do and I will complete them, but first let's just take down the boss. If you were wondering what the final boss for this game would look like, it's that. Yeah, I mean, I bet you didn't guess it would have been a pink crippled rat or something. I won't lie, this boss fight is ass. There's this little hiding place underneath from him that you would think is meant for something like, I don't know, shooting up through these holes. And that works, except that in this mission you have a side objective, which is to get to the end of the level without spending a certain amount of ammo. And this is really hard because the boss has a weird hitbox. Sometimes it just doesn't register getting shot, and that happens a lot if you're shooting him from under the little cave area. I mean, it even happens if you shoot him straight from the front. It just doesn't register if you're shooting at him sometimes. So you have around 80 bullets you can spare, right? And then the hitbox for this enemy is all over the place, so most of your shots won't even register. And then the minigun doesn't do enough damage to take him down with just 80 bullets. So the best way to take him down is with the grenade launcher. But if you're in the cave area that's underneath him, you can't really use the grenade launcher because you'll end up killing yourself. And then the hitbox doesn't even register good there. So the best strat for this boss is to literally just keep shooting at him and just keep respawning and dying over and over again. And hope that you kill him before you lose the objective. Eventually though, he will go down and I can finally say that I finally beat this game with all the stars too. And yeah, this is the stats for my whole run, if you cared about that. And we also get it to be continued, which means there is a sequel. And yeah, there is a sequel. And I'm really excited to see it because this game feels like it can just go up. There's no way they can just ruin this game, right? I haven't played it, so I don't know. But it just seems so obvious the things they can add to just make it better. So yeah, I'm excited for that. If you're planning on playing this game, I really encourage you to go and get all the stars. It's actually so much fun to do these. So yeah, thanks for watching.